Last time you saw us, we had traveled from Jacksonville, Florida to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. We showed our 3 supercharging stops for the trip up and showed how we trickle charged in the cabin in order to do several fun activities around town. In part 2, we are going to show our final 2 nights of trickle charging, as well as all of our supercharging stops from Pigeon Forge back to Jacksonville, Florida. Here we begin with another night of trickle charging where we gained enough miles to head back out to the Great Smoky Mountains for a hike to Laurel Falls and a drive through Cades Cove. It was quite a hike, but Zach found a plug outside in the front part of the cabin to plug the car in, and we were able to trickle charge for every evening when we were here the whole week. So that came in handy. We only had to stop at a supercharger once while we were here just to charge up for the ride home. The supercharger is only about 20 minutes away on Teaster Lane. And it was inexpensive. We were impressed with that. We'll, of course, give you those stats. But this home, I can say they are very Tesla friendly. So we're really grateful to be able to get that charge up and start the day with a decent charge and enjoy this view all week while we were at it.
Roller coaster ride, hands up in the sky.
And we're making our first stop of the day at the Spartanburg, South Carolina Supercharger. It's conveniently located in the parking lot of Burger King, which actually works out as our lunch stop, although we didn't look ahead to see that it was in the parking lot here and ended up stopping at a Wendy's down the street, but now we know for next time.
So last night we charged up at a supercharger in Pigeon Forge on Teaster Lane, and we got around 80% charge there, and then trickle charged a little extra overnight. So we left with just over 80% this morning from our cabin, and we just now left our first supercharging stop because of all the miles that we got at the supercharger, and overnight we were able to push all the way to Spartanburg. Where were we originally going to stop?
By
Asheville. So we went a little further, we got to Spartanburg and charged up there. We were in the superchargers were in a Burger King parking lot, which somehow I missed, and we went to Wendy's instead on the way in. But there is a Burger King there, and there's also a Barnes & Noble's nearby, which is where I walked our girls to go to the restroom, which was actually nice and clean and had plenty of stalls. It tends to be a problem for us because we have 3 girls, and when all 4 of us walk in, it's nice to have the extra stalls. So that was convenient for us, but it did take a little longer to get everybody fed. We were stuck in the drive-thru line for a while, and the bathroom. So naturally, as what often happens to us, is we accidentally overcharged. And now we are able to skip our next stop, which was supposed to be in Orangeburg. We're going to push further and get to St. George. And that's a charger, if you've been watching, we've stopped at several times. It's in a Food Lion. So we're hoping to make it there and charge up there. And we'll let you know how it goes.
And we're wrapping up our second supercharger stop of the day in St. George, South Carolina. This one's located at a Food Lion, has the nice pull forward stalls on angle parking, which we always like. We noticed a few additions here. They got trash right next to it as well, so making it better and better. There's also a new Dunkin' going in right next door here, so a lot of new additions since we've been here last.
Take you on a ride, love to feel the high. We can start again, laughing to the end, screaming at the top, hoping never stops.
We're doing a real quick charge in Pooler, Georgia, because the St. George charger wanted me to sit at it for an additional 20 minutes, and there's not one in between here in Brunswick, so this is going to be a super quick charge here.
We just left a short charging session, a very short one at Pooler. We were there for 4 minutes, and the reason why we stopped for such a short charging session was because there's a big gap between superchargers between Pooler and Brunswick, and we couldn't make it to Brunswick. It was like we would arrive with about 2%. So when we were in St. George, we had the option to stay there at a low charge rate for another 20 minutes, or we could stop at Pooler for the quick little 4-minute charge. So we did that just to get to Brunswick, and Brunswick should be our last stop on the way home.
And as our final supercharger stop in Brunswick, everyone jumped out of the car to use the restroom, and the car finished before we did once again, and we'll be on our way home after this.
Roller coaster ride, hands up in the sky.